Listen, before everyone starts hating on me, just know that if you don't eat dogs, I respect that. The great thing about living in a free country is that if you don't want to eat dogs, nobody's forcing you to. But it also means that you can't force your diet on me. If you don't want to eat dogs, then that's fine. That's quite admirable, actually. We all hate animal cruelty, after all, obviously. But you can't go around forcing your morality on other people. Every time some dog-loving extremist angrily tells me to stop eating dogs, it honestly just makes me want to eat dogs even more. I fry an extra cut of golden retriever just for them. You should see their faces when I tell them on Twitter that I'm doing so. I find that gifs of meat sizzling on the grill really do the trick. It's these crazy, extremist, preachy dog lovers who give all non-dog eaters a bad name. Eating dogs is a personal choice, and I'm just asking you to respect the fact that maybe not everyone agrees with your own personal, subjective, ethical views, and you shouldn't force them on other people. Human beings have been eating dogs for literally thousands of years, right? Not eating dog meat, if anything, is the weird thing, is the historically anomalous thing. As Jonathan Safran Foer has pointed out, we've discovered 4th century tombs with depictions of dogs being slaughtered with other food animals. The Mexican hairless dog was the main food of the Aztecs. Historical figures from Captain Cook to Hippocrates all ate dog meat, with the latter praising it as a source of strength. People still eat dogs today in places like China or Nigeria, where they're thought to increase libido. Eating dogs is natural, it's what we've been doing for centuries, and it's intimately tied up with a great many of our traditions and cultures. You might think that eating dogs is wrong, and that's fine, you don't have to do it. But you can't go around criticizing such a fundamental feature of other cultures. That's kind of racist. Now, some people say that I shouldn't eat dogs because dogs are pets, right? They're loving and trusting and playful. But I don't eat people's pets. That would be disgusting. All the dogs that I eat are purpose-bred. In fact, these dogs wouldn't even get to live at all if I wasn't breeding them into existence to then kill them for meat. So if anything, I'm doing them a favor. I mean, if we stop eating dogs, what are we going to do with all the dogs? Right, they're going to overrun us. Do we kill them? Yeah, see, it's pure hypocrisy. But somehow, at the same time as worrying about dogs overrunning us, I simultaneously argue that dogs will go extinct if we stop farming them for food. I mean, they're not going to survive in the wild. We've domesticated them to such a great extent that they're not going to survive out there, right? Dogs will probably become extinct if we stop eating them. I can't imagine how the dog species would survive if we don't keep proactively breeding them, keeping them in cages, and then gassing them to death for food. In fact, if someone tells me they don't want to eat dogs, I just eat an extra dog just for them. Now, don't get me wrong, I hate animal cruelty just as much as anyone else does. Right? I've seen the footage of horrible dog abuse in corrupt farms from around the world, and I'm definitely against that. But those farms are mostly bad apples, right? I try to make sure that my dog meat comes from organic, free-range dog farms, where the dogs have had a good life before they're forced into gas chambers. Having said that, I do still eat meat that comes from these horrible industrialized farms, but I just say that I'm against it in principle. At least I tell people that I am. I try to make sure that my dog meat comes from a good source, even though in reality I buy it from exactly the same place as everyone else. But besides, I'm giving these dogs the benefit of the doubt anyway. Has anyone even proven that dogs can actually feel pain? In fact, dogs have been proven to have the same or even less intelligence than pigs do. And we kill pigs for meat, so what's the difference? Right, some people have pigs as pets, so if you're against killing companion animals, then you should stop eating bacon. I mean, we treat pigs horribly. They're caged and have their tails cut off and teeth yanked out and they're gassed to death or bolted in the head. If you can do that to pigs, then I should be able to eat dogs. There's no ethical difference. You like KFC, I like KFD. Get over it. And it's perfectly legal in both the UK, my country, and most US states to eat dog meat. You're not going to get arrested for it. In fact, you'll probably know that around 3 to 4 million dogs and cats, don't even get me started on cats, are put down, euthanized each year. Dogs are always getting put down, and the resulting meat is either thrown away, which is a massive waste of food. I mean, even if you're against killing dogs, you should also be against food waste. Or if it's not thrown away, get this. In the United States, twice as many dogs and cats in animal shelters are euthanized than the number who are adopted. And the meat from these euthanized dogs and cats is turned into food for livestock. It becomes the food for our food. We eat animals who have eaten dogs. We may as well just eat the dogs ourselves. And it would be fantastic for the environment. Again, to quote Jonathan Safran Foer, if we let dogs be dogs and breed without interference, we would create a sustainable local meat supply with low energy inputs that would put even the most efficient grass-based farming to shame. It's a no-brainer, whether you care about animal welfare or you're an environmentalist or you just think food production is currently too industrialized. Eating dogs is the answer. Having said this, I did once actually consider giving up dog meat. I heard about this horrible treatment of dogs and realized that we don't technically need to kill them to be healthy and stuff. And I came really close to giving it up. But some of the people who don't eat dogs were like really toxic to me, so I decided to keep killing dogs. I mean, I was about to give it up, but then someone tweeted at me with an undertone of preachy anger. I can't believe you're so evil that you pay for dogs to be tortured, they said. I mean, like, how rude can you get? Like, yeah, they were, like, technically correct in what they were saying, but the tone with which they presented it single-handedly made me go back to torturing dogs. I'll put an extra dog on the grill tonight, just for that. Did I already make that joke? Also, not being funny, but if you don't eat dogs, what do you eat? Leaves? I mean, I'm quite a health-conscious guy. Well, not in regards to things like heart disease and cancer, but like, I don't want to grow soy tits. And where am I going to get my protein? Not to mention vitamin B12. I don't want to take a bunch of supplements. That's so unnatural. I'd rather feed those same supplements to farm animals, grow them in cages, and gas them to death with carbon dioxide so I can buy them in a plastic container from the meat aisle of a supermarket and drive home to fry on my induction hob. It's called the circle of life. I actually think that people who don't eat dogs are basically a cult at this point. I mean, they antagonize anyone who kills dogs as being evil and refuse to accept that it's possible to be an animal lover and also kill them unnecessarily. They're such extremists. They even have like Facebook pages and subreddits and stuff where they post videos and pictures of dogs and talk about how great they are. But if I be so audacious as to even suggest that they should try killing and eating them, they just get butthurt and start calling me an animal abuser. It's textbook cult behavior, right? Every time someone posts about it, I eat an extra dog just to make up. I need a new joke. You know, someone came up to me recently and told me that I should stop paying for dogs to be bred and caged and separated from their families and gassed to death. But then I said, well, my uncle has a pet dog who he keeps in his backyard and actually treats really nicely. Why is that immoral, you extremist? He didn't even have a response. I mean, these so-called dog lovers step on insects every single day when they leave the house and then claim that they love animals. They're just a bunch of hypocrites. And this same guy actually once tried to show me video footage of dogs being killed. Like, it was horrible. I don't want to see that. He was trying to force me to watch this disgusting footage of dogs being abused. Like, there's a reason I pay other people to do that for me. I don't want to see that. But he kept just trying to force his opinions on me. Some people just aren't willing to have rational discussions. Look, bottom line, if you were on a desert island and you had to choose between killing a dog and killing a human, you'd kill the dog. People who don't eat dogs are just going against nature, and they want dogs to be given the same moral rights as humans. Like, here's a bold suggestion: humans are worth more than dogs. Sorry, that's just what I believe. If a dog and a human are drowning, I'm saving the human every single time. And if you do the same, then you're just a hypocrite if you're against killing dogs for food. I mean, what's next? Giving dogs the right to vote? It's moral absurdity. These people are radicals, extremists, and won't hesitate if you're torturing a dog in a cage to break onto your property and illegally steal that dog away from you. They're criminals. Don't join this cult. It's a religion in itself. The only way to protect yourself from becoming indoctrinated is to join me in continuing to kill and eat dogs, just like our ancestors did. And if you try to leave a comment about why I'm wrong, I'll eat an extra dog just for you. Oh shit.